Alright, well, good morning everybody. Welcome to Monday. So, as I covered last night, damn you school bus, piece of garbage. As I was talking about last night, new quarter just started. I have work to do already because, well, I have an online class. So I think I'm going to be getting to that sometime today just because I really would like to get it as much out of the way as possible. I have all my books now because of Kindle. Thank goodness for Kindle. So that's at least taken care of. Marginally done. But anyway. Yeah, so I've got a few tasks today. Well, first off, I have to edit yesterday's vlog. Let's try not to get behind again. We can try to keep the 1 day turnaround for as long as it can be. And for those of you just joining, the counter says no spring break because, well, this is an online class technically, and I have work on Wednesday, so for all intents and purposes, I'm still kind of on spring break. But, well, not really, because, well, got shit to do. Always got shit to do, right? Right. Now, I feel exhausted, but that's never the way you want to end a spring break, but it's the way we're ending a spring break regardless. Gotta do what you gotta do. So, we're out traveling through the middle of, like, school bus infested places, because there's gonna be another one right after this because of children, I guess. Stupid school buses. Yay, school buses blocking traffic for, like, forever. That's just what I wanted to do today, but yeah. So I have my books for the class, so I think I need to do a couple discussion boards or something like that online. Because that's really what the class consists of. I did, like, in a tired state, actually read the syllabus last night. So I have a vague idea of at least what's going on in the class. I'm going to reread it more in a normal state in a little bit. I'm actually in a normal state, I guess. I should probably actually lie down for a nap or something. See what I can do. Because, that's, generally speaking, a good idea to be rested for things. And then at some point before the end of the day, I would like to at least make my first discussion post or something like that. Because you think that's probably a pretty good idea. Don't you? I think so. Yeah, so apparently, like, 25% of my grade is just this post alone, and I have, like, another 50%, that's 25 each, of 2 papers. We're going to be sitting here this entire light cycle. And then one more is I have an exam, I think. Or 2 exams, or something like that. Yeah. Well, that's going to be fun, but if I can get it out of the way, that'll just be great. Because I really just would like to get it out of the way. Because I mean, 12 credit senior year. Which is why I would really just like to do it. All these people scare me a bit when they turn around because they're just like, well, I am going to drive really, really close to your car and hope you're okay with that. And I am not okay with that. You should make your turns wider. I don't know why this road just kind of makes people want to make the really short turns, but it does. It's just what happens, apparently. Oh well. I'm gonna go home and pretend I'm doing something productive, and then eventually do something productive. There we go. There we go. Like, there we go. And I will see you in a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to sit down and talk a little bit about today's plans. Now, I'm obviously watching dress more so than I was a few minutes ago. Or, well, whenever I shot that last segment. Several hours ago at this point. But that's not the point. What is the point is, well, our schedules are a little bit busy once again, because even though I still technically have 2 more days before I have to go anywhere, spring break is coming to a close because, well, I have work in 2 days, but that's not the point. The point is, well, Sarah's at work today as per usual, and then she has a night class, so she is basically on her own for most of today, which leaves me on my own, probably more or less equally as important. So I have been tasked with, well, I'm taking my one class in addition to doing the co-op I'm taking one class this quarter. It's an online class. It's an online-only class, so I only have to do things online. It's a philosophy class, and I had to, as I mentioned last night, I had to buy 5 books, so they're sitting on my Kindle now, so I can read them as I need to. So, I think today's agenda is going to go something like this. I'm going to work on focusing on getting you edited from yesterday. I'm going to take the syllabus, translate the syllabus, and put it into my Google Keep thing in like my usual checklist form, because that's always a good thing to do, because we have like all the dates and the deadlines and stuff set forth. So why not take advantage of that? Why not actually get all that in order, get all that set up, and then I'm going to go on and start answering discussion boards, which is why I'm cleaning up a little bit over there. So now I can actually get to my computer or my Chrome base and actually start working on my Chrome base, because the Chrome base is a nice computer to work on. Whatever. Anyway, I think I'm going to precede all of that by going and eating breakfast, because I realized it's like 11 o'clock almost and I haven't eaten anything yet. So I should go amend that. Shorter vlogs don't take long to edit. Yeah, and as you can see, it's exporting very, very, very quickly right now. You can see the total amount of time we need to export this thing going down, and then apparently coming back up, but whatever. Whatever, I don't care. It's going to take less than 10 minutes to export this thing, because the vlog is less than 10 minutes in itself. It's 6:18. And as I mentioned, we're exporting about 1-to-1. Yeah, as you can see, the numbers are crawling down again. It would probably be helped if I actually closed out a Premiere and Prelude. But that's done. That's a nice thing about short vlogs. As much as I do like providing a bunch of content for you guys, sometimes short vlogs do need to happen, and also they just really, really help. They're just kind of nice. Nice kind of change of pace. Quite literally, a change of pace. So what's next? Well, if I wake up the Chrome base here, and as you can see, I've completely reclaimed my desk. As soon as it comes back, there it is. So yeah, as you can see here, I've kind of started to work on this and kind of get things ready, and I'm going to get actual dates in there a little bit, and I have a few other things that I need to do for response questions, and then I'm actually going to start working on those responses, because, well, today's kind of a good day to do that, because there's one thing I've completely failed to talk about in all of today, and that is that Persona 5 releases tomorrow. Something I have been waiting literally years for. And for those of you who don't know, Persona 5 was originally supposed to release winter 2015. Literally years, considering it is now April 2017. And as I mentioned before, it was supposed to be out on Valentine's Day. The only thing I have to do is actually go pick it up. Now, the only thing that's still bothering me a little bit is that Persona 5 is available on the PS3 that I have done there, which is good, because this way I don't have to go get a PS4 to go play it. But it does run. I don't think there's any features that are missing, but it runs significantly worse on the PS3. How worse? Well, apparently it's 720p 30 on the PS3 and 1080p 60 on the PS4. Would it be nice to have 1080? Yes. Can I justify a PS4? Hell no. So that is why, at least for the moment, I am sticking with the PS3. Now, for me to play the PS3, I have to go charge my controllers, because I have not played the PS3 in absolutely forever. So I actually kind of have to go do that soon. That would probably be a good idea. Ooh, look at that. Ominous clouds in the distance, and I checked the weather report. And sure enough here, we've got a 100% chance of rain later on today, and it says precipitation, but yeah, so apparently as we get around later, it'll happen overnight, but that's still fine. It looks clear for Wednesday, which is the important day for that. And let's see, will it continue into tomorrow? Yeah, it's supposed to be tapering off tomorrow morning. That's fine. I'm actually kind of excited for it because I like it. But yeah, as you can see, it's pretty good temperature right now. 67, high 69 today. Wait, it says it's raining right now, which is not true. But it looks like it can. It smells like it's going to rain, to be completely honest. Also, and a little bit of unfortunate news here. If you look down the center of that book on my Kindle, you'll notice that there's actually one row of pixels at. It's actually showing up better on camera than I thought. It looks a little bit thinner in real life. It's not that thin. And when you have your text actually on the screen, you don't notice it as much. You notice it more on these graphics from like the lock screen things. So if I actually pull up the book, you'll notice that you don't see it as much unless you like look down the bottom, which is a little bit irritating. But it's whatever. I've got enough Kindles that this is really, as nice as this thing is, it's really more of a vintage thing at this point. So this Kindle is what, nearly 10 years old now? something like that. So I have other Kindles to use, obviously. Also, I'm almost done with this now. This is my list of things I'm going to need to do over the course of the term for the philosophy class. Did I show this off before? I honestly don't remember. But yeah, so I've got a lot of work to do over the quarter. Oh boy. Well, here is the giant to-do list. Now actually in order of everything that it is that I need to do over the next quarter for this class, I think. So, it might be time to get cracking on that first one shortly. Because that just seems like it's probably a pretty good idea. Well, as you can see here, it's getting a little dark outside. Now, thankfully, it hasn't actually rained yet. Actually, not so thankful, because I'm inside all day. I would like it to rain, but I did spend my time. You have a cat. A cat attacking your shoulder. Goodbye. But I did spend some time fulfilling my final promise of spring break. I haven't done anything for class yet. I will do that shortly. Fulfilling my promise of mostly cleaning out the closet. As you can see, it's pretty significantly bare. Well, maybe you can do it. Focus. But, yeah, I did promise that. It still smells awful in there because those sleeping bags need to get washed. But that is my sister's job because those are hers and her bags are in there. So, but for the most part, it's actually all cleared out. Now, there's a few things in there that I actually am going to be putting back into circulation. But a lot of the things are actually getting donated because, well, drawer clothes don't fit me anymore. Anyway, I think I'm going to start going back to work here. Got a little bit of stuff to do. Well, it has apparently just started raining a little bit here. So let's get the car started. Turn on some lights. And make our way to the train station, as per usual, to go pick Sarah up and bring her back here. So, what's happened? Well, I did one of the responses that I needed to. It was really just an introduction, and I started reading some of the book, because I kind of need to read the book before I can do the other things. So, as I was talking about the other day, I have to read somewhat of a portion of one of the books. It's somewhat of a more complicated read. So, might take a little time to do, but whatever, we'll make do with it, what we have to do. Yeah, and now we've got to drive through the rain to go by Sarah, which I don't care about really, because that should be kind of fun. She is on the 10:08, which means that she theoretically gets in around 10:38, so we've got a little bit of time to kill, but that is fine with me. Do not turn off. Keep wiping. Yeah, okay. Just keep wiping. Now, rain aside and schoolwork aside, I guess the main thing on my agenda right now is that, well, if you haven't noticed, Sarah is actually kind of sick. Because apparently one of her coworkers spread something to the office, and now like half the office is sick. So she might actually wind up taking a half day tomorrow and going in late because she has class tomorrow night. As I mentioned right now, it's 11:20, or I mentioned a while ago, I think. She has class tonight, so you know, okay, that's fine. You can just run the red light. That's fine. You know, you don't need to worry about other cars. That's fine. But yeah, as I was mentioning earlier today, I believe Sarah has class today and tomorrow. She only has 2 classes. She only takes 2 at a time. But she does that instead of the Tuesday, Wednesday that she did last time. Of course, that when she's sick means that she is exhausted because she didn't sleep well last night. So her boss told her today that she could come in a half day tomorrow, which will be better than taking a whole day off. Means that she will only have to make half of it up instead of the entire, because she just finished making her time up. Because that's always a good thing. So she might wind up just taking that half day tomorrow, just kind of go with the half day type of deal instead of having to try to take a full day off and then make a full day out. Because she does need to go in tomorrow because, well, she wants to go in tomorrow. I mean, yes, she could take a full day if she needed one, but she suffered through today, so I think she's probably going. She said she's starting to feel better, and well, she needs to be at her class tomorrow. And for those of you who don't know, the class she's attending tomorrow is her studio class where all like the big work has been going for, and that's the big one. That's the one that like the attendance on that class is so required that if you're absent for even once, you need to go to the doctor's to get a note, which is why that she basically can't miss that class. because that's one of her major classes. So it's understandable, I guess, the attendance policy, because you miss one class, you miss so much, especially when those classes move so quickly. So it's understandable that she would need to go to that class, like, 100%. So that's why I'm going to recommend that she does take that half day. Now, what does it mean for me? Well, it means for me that I actually get to sleep in a little bit, then take her to the train station, then head to the mall to get the game. And that's kind of my plan for the moment, and I'll cut the vlog before I start playing, I promise, so the vlog doesn't disappear completely, because tomorrow is my last day of break, as you probably have noticed by the counter in the beginning. Well, last real day of break, because of course I have been reading for that, but also I don't want to, like, because I can read on the train, so I don't want to spend all of my time reading for the class when I can at least do some of it on the train. I have to write while I'm here because I'm writing discussion boards, but I can spend at least some of my time on the train reading, because that's a long commute. It should be pretty fun. You'll be ready to go with me again tomorrow, or well, not tomorrow, the day after.